When I was little, my grandma made the best lemonade in the world. She would take the time to actually cook the sugar, add a couple of secret ingredients, and include lots of love. I learned the process and carried on the tradition. And now, everyone in Wake Forest loves it. And I get some walking around money. But my grandma's special recipe takes a long time to make. I spend more time making it than I do selling it. Because of the slow process, I miss out on customers. I have less time for chores, homework, and video games. Most people don't like to wait. And I don't like to wait either.
Time is very precious to the business sector of Wake Forest, but also to the citizens. I always jokingly say this, but I really truly believe this, that time is a commodity.
Things that, or tools that you have at your disposal that allow you to get more productivity out of the time, I would believe that those tools are going to be extremely valuable. And that's what high-speed broadband does for a lot of folks. It makes life, it compresses the amount of time that it takes to do certain tasks that used to take longer before.
About a year ago, a local service provider ran fiber past my house specifically to serve a higher-end neighborhood at the end of my street. From that moment on, I sought after what it would take to bring fiber to the home to more people in Wake Forest.
I made a plan, a more efficient way to make my grandma's recipe. So, now I can spend more time selling lemonade instead of making lemonade.
What is fiber optic cable? It's very simple. It's a cable that's made out of glass, and it's basically a way of moving huge amounts of data over tiny little strands of glass, but it's far superior to copper or any other kind of conductor for moving lots and lots of data.
Fiber is going to be a huge play on my business because of speed. I live in the cloud. I represent providers that are in the cloud. I've got multiple databases I need to get to. It's going to make me more efficient, more effective with how I'm getting in and out of those databases.
Children are using electronic devices all the time, and the schools are going to be going to e-books and instead of old textbooks, and so without high speed, then they're going to be just like the rest of us, sitting around waiting for things to download.
Time is a precious commodity to me, and if you can get the same results in a fraction of the time, think of all the time you could save and all the lemonade you could sell.
The economic impact of fiber in our community is huge. It's a game changer. It's a game changer for the businesses. It's a game changer for a family. It's a game changer for time, for all the demographics in our community.
One of the benefits of having high-speed fiber internet coming into a community like Wake Forest is, I'd draw an analogy. Remember when we had flip phones 10 years ago and they were 2G networks and we thought they were great, and then people started talking about how we were going to have our internet on the phones? And now we fast forward to 4G, we've got smartphones. Would you go back to a flip phone and 2G networks at this point in time when you've got 4G and smartphones? That's where we're headed with the internet.
If you translate this into a family, I just did a little inventory with my kids. At any one time at night, we have 10 devices that we're using that are connected to the internet through our home broadband connection. That's a lot of demand, and you're going to get buffering on that demand if you have a normal, 10 meg internet connection. When you start to get into 50 meg or 100 meg or a gig to your house, you can do those things simultaneously.
Now, thanks to my bigger and better technology, everyone in Wake Forest is happy. I no longer have to wait and wait and wait and wait. And that's great for business, and chores, and homework, and video games.
I think that this is one way that we can bring new businesses to our town and maybe give jobs to our kids as they're growing up so that they don't have to go somewhere else to work. They can work right here in Wake Forest.
My whole life I've been chasing these connections. And I always find myself wanting more out of the connection that I have. So with fiber optic, the possibilities are endless.
Wake Forest has always been a good place to work, live, play. It has everything going for it. One thing was missing, and now we have that too. Very high-speed internet service.
My mom got this new cool thing called fiber internet, and I don't have to wait for anything anymore.
Daddy, you doing your homework?
Yes, ma'am.